And today we get to hear a wonderful story about a Jackson County family. They're traveling to Florida soon for a life-changing surgery for their 10-year-old daughter, Avyn. But she has helping others on the mind, which I think is a pretty good thing. We've got her mother joining us, Sarah, to tell us a little bit more. Hey, Sarah.
Hey there, how are you?
I am doing well. I know your family is gearing up for a big trip to Florida. When does this actually happen?
We are. We'll be headed out around Memorial Day, and then the surgery is going to happen on May 31st in Orlando.
All right, and so this is a big time coming. Give us a little bit of background about Avyn's story.
Sure. So she was diagnosed with a case of early onset scoliosis at age 4. That accounts for a really small percentage of scoliosis cases overall. And typically onsets around like age 10 to 12, around early adolescence, but Avyn's came on really early. So we did some different treatment that we're very thankful for, actually with our surgeon in Orlando that bought us a little bit of time. So surgery is now upon us, and we're headed that way soon.
And so her daily routine, or I guess nightly routine, if they're looking over at SuperTalkTV.com, they'll see Avyn with, I guess, her braces. Does she sleep in those every night, Mom? Does she have to wear those all the time? How is that sort of part of her every day?
Right. So she does wear a brace for 10 hours a night, which she is not crazy about. To be honest, that's her. The thing that she's looking forward to the most about this surgery is to not have to wear that brace nightly. It's pretty uncomfortable, but she's required to do that. The brace does not cure scoliosis, but it does kind of delay the progress of it. At least that has been our case.
So all this time, she's going through her own sort of life, roadblocks, or I would say struggles in terms of living like a normal life. But she's doing that. She plays ball. She gets out there. She keeps up. What keeps Avyn's spirit high, even though maybe she's got some things stacked against her?
That's right. That's exactly right. She actually, as a toddler, late toddler, starting at age 4, we went through metacasting, which is a technique where they put a child in a torso cast, kind of like from their hip up to underneath their arms. And to be honest, she has been a trooper the entire time. She was able to take ballet, play softball, do all of that sort of thing, even tumbling, all through the metacast, which we were very grateful for that. That was able to kind of keep her back strong, we feel like, and maintain her flexibility. So the brace doesn't really slow her down. She's in great spirits, and she really has been a trooper the entire time.
And thinking about others, she's got that on her mind, even though she's visiting to go for a life-changing surgery and so many things going on. I know you all will be staying at the Ronald McDonald House when y'all have your operation. Tell us what's happening, though, with that and how she's connecting with others.
Right. So whenever we first were told about the Ronald McDonald House and the possibility of staying there, we were made aware that they don't take payment from families, which is a phenomenal thing based on what all they offer to families who are going through things like we are. But they do accept aluminum tabs as a donation. So they take the tabs in, however many families can donate, and then they recycle them, and then they primarily use that. The Ronald McDonald House that we'll be staying at, they take those and use them for their electricity bill. And then any excess funds that they have, they use for housing and other services and meals and things like that they offer families. So when we heard that, Avyn thought it was a great idea to ask the community for that. Her dad and I reached out on Facebook and just let people know what was going on, and we've had an incredible outpouring. It's been mind-blowing how many people have reached out to donate tabs for us.
Well, this is a little bit better than I would say collecting cans, Mom, because I'd have felt for you there. It's a little more time-consuming as well as taking up space. But the tabs, you think, wow, like so many of us, we're getting them at the ball field now or using, cans at home of all kinds, and how easy it is to pop it off and sort of throw it in a bucket or throw it in a bag and then be able to utilize that for something good. I doubt, or maybe you have you counted your tabs yet? Because you've got a huge picture of some y'all have already collected.
Right. We don't have a count yet, but I will tell you this. A local business has actually donated the equivalent of a dump truck full of tabs. And so along with the countless other families that have reached out and given them to us, and they're coming in daily, honestly. We're sending tabs that are coming in from out of town. We're directing people to a P.O. box for those. Those are coming in all the time. And then just people, just random classmates, schools, churches, all different organizations are donating. We don't have a count, but we do plan to have a final count when it's all said and done.
Well, not a count, maybe poundage. That's probably a better way.
That's right.
A better way to do it. Hey, give that local business a shout out if you don't think they would mind. I think it's great to know that a Mississippi company is connecting to what you guys need, or for the Ronald McDonald House that way. They deserve the love.
Yeah, they wouldn't mind at all. So that's ABC Recycling in Moss Point, Mississippi. When they actually saw our story on WXXV and a local TV station in our area, and the owner reached out and they said, "Hey, we've been collecting these for years. People just bring them by, don't know what to do with them. People just bring them just as small Ziploc bags full, that don't really mean much to the person donating, but collectively they mean a ton to us." And so that donation was mind-blowing, to say the least.
Well, I did a little homework and saw where Ronald McDonald, they take these tabs to local recycling center, and every year more than $10,000 is raised just through this program, which you had mentioned. Sarah goes to pay light bills or whatever it may be. I don't know what the largest tab donation may have ever been, but I'm going to say you guys may make it up there to at least probably top 10%, I would think.
I would think so. We've been in contact with Ronald McDonald House at Nemours Hospital, where we'll be staying, and they're floored at their response as well. I'm guessing that we'll be up there for sure as far as how many tabs are going to be coming in.
Well, I think it's because Mississippians just like to help. All you got to do is tell us what you need, and if we've got it, especially like something like a tab, you just don't throw it away, then we want to help. And I know there's probably many listening to good things in your area or wouldn't mind sending them through the P.O. box. Is there somewhere locally they can drop them off? And if you want to share the P.O. box, you can, and we'll make sure we put that in the Good Things Facebook group as well. But if we want to donate, how do we do that?
Sure, we love to share that. So you can send them to P.O. Box 711, Hurley, Mississippi 39555. You can just put the attention to the Williams family, and then also locally here in South George County, you can drop off at Agricola Hardware. They're accepting tabs, and then also in Jackson County at the Jackson County Baptist Association. We also have extended family in the Brookhaven area. Those tabs can be dropped off there at the Lincoln County Baptist Association there.
That's why you've got them all over the state, drop-off locations. Everywhere. I want to continue to follow this story, though, Sarah, because I'd love to know what the total is that you end up, because I feel like still with all of our summer barbecues coming up, our crawfish boils that are going on, just, all the different things, it's so easy just to get a tab bucket and then start to take them off and flick them in. And then, it's going to such a good cause as well, because we have a Ronald McDonald House here in Mississippi. I know of one here centrally. I don't know if we have multiple ones that are doing the same things for families in need. So you mentioned Memorial Day. How long will the surgery take for Sarah?
The surgery it's going to be about 6 hours, and then she will be in the hospital for 2 to 3 days, and then of course her recovery after that. We're told by our surgeon and then other families who have gone through the same thing that barring any sort of setbacks, which we don't anticipate, that she'll be back to a fairly normal way of life very soon.
All righty. Well, that's really cool. And Avyn's the one's getting the surgery, Sarah, although you probably feel like you are getting it yourself.
I feel it. I do. You're right.
Well, I appreciate your time. Is there a Facebook page or somewhere if someone wants to reach out and connect to you about getting you tabs or anything? Can you send them somewhere?
Well, we have an event set up. It's a public event that can be found on Facebook. It's called Together We Can, and it's Together We Can, and then aluminum tab drop for Avyn. And so you can find that on Facebook. It's a public event. I can also be reached on Facebook, Sarah Pigford Williams. I don't mind anyone reaching out to me through that avenue, so we can be found either of those two ways.
And I'll make sure I find that event, and that I or Rhino, we share that in our Good Things Facebook group, so folks have easy access to it as well too, Sarah. Hey, you keep in touch, though. I want to know about the total, and we want to hear how Avyn goes with her surgery.
We sure will. And in fact, we've actually figured out how many tabs are in 1 pound of tab weight. And so we're going to, at the end, I really hope that we will be able to give an exact overall count. It's going to be in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, no doubt.
That's awesome. That is such an awesome. Thank you for sharing your story. We look forward to keeping up with you. And you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.